show you guys something, how important it is, how close I am to the wall. So you saw I kept my hand the same distance from the wall the whole time there. Now what if I go further back like this? I mean, of course, right off the bat, some people have concern about me teaching some of the techniques and some of the culture of graffiti and street art to youth. They're worried that all of a sudden I teach to these youth and they're going to go take up the neighborhoods. Inhaling won't work. You just end up with a mouthful of paint. Well, part of the program is teaching them about the legal ways to be able to do this type of art. So, I mean, not everyone agrees on what makes art and what isn't art and those kind of things, but we want to show these youth that there's a space where they can do this kind of stuff and not get in trouble. So that's really what the whole point of this program is, to let people know about these amazing spaces that we have in town here. Not every big city in Canada has these spaces, and so that's a big part of the program, is just showcasing these spaces, showing people when they come here what to do, what some of the kind of cultural rules are, and then how to make really cool art too. That's the fun part. So some of the rules are, I mean, just teaching them what to do if they don't want to get in trouble. So I mean, one of the major things is if you paint on something that doesn't belong to you and you get caught, there's a chance you can get in trouble. I mean, that's just the way that we treat it in this country, and I mean, that's the way the law is, right? So just teaching kids about that, and also teaching them the fun part where they are allowed to paint. So again, spots like this, canvases, getting commission work for large murals. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to be able to create art and not have to get in trouble. And then also the history of graffiti and street art is so important, and showing them that some of the people have done this art illegally, but it doesn't change the quality of the art. I mean, some of it can still be amazing, beautiful stuff that I'm really passionate about seeing. For me, street art and graffiti began about 30,000 years ago in some caves in Lascaux in France. That's some of the first art we know, and the reason that I call that graffiti or street art is that these were cave people drawing them on their surroundings. Now, whether you want to believe they owned the caves or not, I mean, I don't think ownership of a space was really the concept at the time, but yeah, they didn't own these caves, and they were drawing pictures about their lives on these walls. They were expressing themselves on these walls. So this is some of the first graffiti and street art. And you can see in what they drew that they're really telling their own stories, and that's something that's common in graffiti and street art too, is telling a story, representing yourself, representing your personality. So in the caves in France, they were drawing animals that they would hunt. They would draw pictures of that would represent these stories, so that's what was important to them. And for us in graffiti and street art culture today, a lot of it has to do with letter forms. So telling the story of who you are through the letters that you make. So the color palette, the shapes of the letters, whether you're putting characters next to them, backgrounds. There's so much you can say in such a vibrant and expressive way just through the language of letters, of letter forms. So that's something I'm passionate about, and that's a big part of this class too, is working on letters and how much you can express about yourself just by writing your name.